Are a meathead.
Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
Introducing K-Tel.
It's a 5-hour fun trip back to the 1970s, the Me Decade. So get ready to be transported back with me, Todd Chambliss, on the next Into the 70s.
Into the 70s with K-Todd, Mondays at 1 and Saturday evenings at 6 p.m. on Lake Keowee Radio Online.
Program the computer. We create a mental atmosphere.
Fear not, my friends. This will be my greatest performance.
Give it to me.
Here we go. We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
From the Visible Wireless Studio, this is the greatest hits on Lake Keowee Radio. Online streaming 24/7 at lkradio.online and the TuneIn Radio app.
Just when you thought it was safe to leave, I return for another day. Yes, good morning, everyone. It's Jazzy Jump here with the greatest hits. How in the world are you? It is a picture-perfect Saturday all across Lake Keowee and wherever you are. We hope that it's nice and beautiful. Got a great show lined up for you, so we hope that you'll stick around. We've got the best of Carolina beach music for this Saturday afternoon and morning and whenever and all the points in between. We've got a cup of coffee right here. So grab yourself a cup of coffee and come along. We're going to play the greatest hits for you this morning. The best in Carolina beach music. Bill Medley down. Here it is. I Still Do after all these years on the greatest hits.
On our wedding day, I held your hand and promised my love would last forever. I was being honest. I've been far from perfect. There's so much I put you through. But I meant every word I said the day I said I do. Oh, honey, I still do. I still believe you're the only one for me. I still do. The feeling's the same. My heart hasn't changed since I promised I'd always love you. I still do. Sometimes I forget we're in this together. Together, in this together. Going my own way sounds so much better. Sounds so much better. Oh, but then I come to my senses. Who am I trying to fool? I need you even more today than I did the day I said I do. Oh, darling, darling, I still do. I still believe you're the only one for me. 'Cause I still do. Feeling the same. My heart hasn't changed since I promised I'd always love you. I still do. I still believe you're the only one for me. Yes, I still do. Feeling the same. My heart hasn't changed since I promised I'd always love you. I still do. I still believe.
Well, they say let the coffee flow this morning. Oh, the more I drink, the better I feel. 4 minutes after the hour at 9 o'clock. Good morning to you. It is a gorgeous Saturday. I just looked out the window, the official eyewitness weather window here at the studios of Lake Keowee Radio Online. It is gorgeous out there. We'll have the details on your weather forecast here coming up in just a few moments. Let's see here. We've got a few folks that have checked in this morning. And Emily has checked in. She says, hello there, Jeff Bright. Hope that your dad, by the way, Emily, is doing better this morning. I understand he had a medical procedure yesterday, so good morning to you, and tell your dad hello. Let's see, Dale, I saw you, was it yesterday or the day before? Sometime I saw you. Good morning to you. My brother from another mother. That's right, Michael Land. Good morning to you, my brother. We've had a good conversation over the week about some things that's happened. And let me tell you something. This week has been one for me for the record books. I'll tell you a little bit more about that, Gubby Gub, in just a few moments. Let's see. Jimmy checks in. Good morning there. And my man, Scooter, the Googa Mooga, the mouth of the South, is checking in. And good morning there, Scooter. Hope you're having a great one. Yeah, it has been, there is no words for me to be able to describe. What this week has been a roller coaster. Woo, woo, just like that. There's been so many things that's happened this past week. And we'll talk a little bit about those coming up here in just a few moments. Let me see. Melton Blackwell. Hello, Jeff. Melton Blackwell here today. It's my beautiful wife's birthday. Will you please wish her a happy birthday? Sheila Blackwell. Thanks. Okay, so there you go. Birthday. Good morning. Happy birthday to you, Sheila. From Milton. Oh, that's so sweet. I feel like, what was it? The long distance dedications. What was his name? Casey Kasem. Yeah. The American Top 40. I just remember about Snuggles the dog. Bless his heart. And thank you there, Emily. Appreciate that. So, I got a great show lineup for you. Good music this morning. The best Carolina Beach music. And so much more. Feel free to hop aboard the comment section and check in with us. But this week has been a very, it's been a very strange and an emotional roller coaster filled week, particularly if you live here in the golden corner of South Carolina. 2020's thrown us a lot of strange things. And it just seems like every time you turn around, things are being thrown or slinged or I don't know how to describe it, but we started off with the primary election, which there was some, it happens every year. It's part of the election cycle. But then come Wednesday, the local paper here in Oconee County just upset the whole apple cart, and it went downhill from there. But a little bit later on this morning, I want to give you some of my thoughts about that. I think I need to tell you how I feel about that. I've been in conversations with a lot of my friends and a lot of the African American community here in Seneca, and I think we all agree. And we'll talk about a little bit about more. I don't want to get too political this morning. I don't want to get riled up this morning, but I just think there's some things that needs to be said, and we'll say those a little bit later on in the 10 o'clock hour. All right, if you want to join us, we'd love to have you this morning. If you got a request you'd love to hear, something of the great worlds of Carolina Beach music, soul, and old-time rock and roll, that's what we're doing now through Labor Day on our program here, right here on Lake Keowee Radio Online. Join us. Hop aboard our Facebook. We're streaming it live via Facebook and YouTube. The YouTube links are available, of course, on our Facebook page, also, too, on our website, lkradio.online. There's links to listen to us online. We advise you, if you like to listen mobile or to your Roku, if you have a Roku entertainment center, the little Roku boxes, you can listen to us on your home entertainment center through the TuneIn Radio app. That's the best way to listen to our program and all our fun music that we do 24/7. So check it out. 864-280-9810. That is the text line or the request line. Also, to email Jazzy Jeff at lkradio.online. The website, if you go to it, scroll down to the bottom, there's a contact form you can fill out and send us your request in. We'd love to play you something here this morning on the program. All right, let's do one. A classic from the 1960s. Marvin Gaye now, the best Carolina Beach music, rhythm, blues, and old-time rock and roll. And oh, how sweet it is to be loved by you.
Sweet it is to be loved by you. Yes, baby. Ooh, how sweet it is to be loved by you. Ooh, baby, I needed the shelter of someone's arms, and there you were. I needed someone to understand my ups and downs, and there you were. With sweet love and devotion, deeply really touching my emotions. I wanna stop and thank you, baby. I wanna stop and thank you, baby. Hey now, how sweet it is to be loved by you. Oh baby, how sweet it is to be loved by you. Yes it is. Close my eyes at night and wonder what would I be without you in my life. Everything was just a bore. All the things I did seems I've done them before. But you brighten up all my days with a love so sweet in so many ways. I wanna stop and thank you, baby. I wanna stop and thank you, baby. Hey, how sweet it is to be loved by you. Oh, yes it is, baby. How sweet it is to be loved by you. Yes it is, baby. You are better to me than I've been to myself. For me, there's you and nobody else. Stop and thank you, baby. I wanna stop and thank you, baby. Oh, how sweet it is to be.
Oh, how sweet it is to be loved by you. Marvin Gaye there from the 1960s. It's the greatest hits. Scott McMahon checks in. Can you play My Eyes Adore You for my beautiful wife, Sherry Crenshaw McMahon? Why, you know we can do that just for you. Great song here on this Saturday morning. Dale, I got your request coming up next for some Elvis Presley and all of your favorites here. Saturday morning, it's the greatest hits with Jazzy Jeff on Lake Keowee Radio Online.
My eyes adore you. Oh, I never laid a hand on you. My eyes adored you. Like a million miles away from me, you couldn't see how I adored you. So close and yet so far. Carried your books from school, play and make believe you're married to me. You were fifth grade, I was sixth when we came to be. Walking home every day over Barnacle Bridge and Bay, till we grew into me and you, who went our separate ways. My eyes adored you. Oh, I never laid a hand on you. My eyes adored you. Like a million miles away from me, you couldn't see how I adored you. So close and yet so far. Headed for city lights,
adored you. Scott, I have no idea how you got such a pretty wife there. All right, what do we got here? We've got another request that just came in. Dale wants to check in. Hey, bro, have you got Elvis Presley and some Kentucky Rain? Well, I think I can accommodate you with a little Elvis Presley here from the 1970s. It is the greatest hits. It's a Saturday morning filled with all your favorites in Carolina beach music, rhythm blues, and just good old-time rock and roll.
7 lonely days and a dozen times ago, I reached out one night and you were gone. Don't know why you'd run, what you're running to or from. All I know is I want to bring you home. So I'm walking in the rain, thumbing for a ride on this lonely Kentucky back road. I've loved you much too long, my love's too strong to let you go. Never knowing what went wrong. Kentucky rain keeps pouring down, and up ahead's another town that I'll go walking through with the rain in my shoes, searching for you in the cold Kentucky rain, in the cold Kentucky rain. Showed your photograph to some old gray bearded men sitting on a bench outside a general store. They said, yes, she's been here, but their memory wasn't clear. Was it yesterday? No, wait, the day before. Finally got a ride with a preacher man who asked, were you bound on such a cold, dark afternoon? As we drove on through the rain, as he listened, I explained, and he left me with a prayer that I'd find you. Kentucky rain keeps pouring down, and up ahead's another town that I'll go walking through with the rain in my shoes. Searching for you in the cold Kentucky rain, in the cold Kentucky rain, in the cold Kentucky rain,
Well, it's the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, here on this Saturday morning of the greatest hits, Lake Keowee Radio Online. Dale, hope you enjoyed that one. That's a great song, one of my favorites from Elvis, by the way. Our master man, Julian Davis, checks in. Go, Jeff. Yeah, good morning to you. And thank you for I'm going to talk a little bit about Julian coming up in just a few moments, a little bit later on. I've got some compliments I want to, and accolades I'd like to send out to Julian and some other folks here this morning. David checks in. Good morning, Jeff. Hope that you're having a great morning, David. Thank you, as always. Diana checks in. Morning, Jeff. Thank you for the fun times and the great music. Well, that's what we do here. That's just how we do it. Right here at Lake Keowee Radio Online. Miss Phyllis, good morning to you. Enjoy the music. All right. We'd love to hear from our friends this morning. You can always check in via our Facebook live streaming on Facebook. If you haven't liked our Facebook page, please do so. A lot of information in there. You can also even see the picture of the man dressed in leather yesterday. Tied himself up to the Confederate monument in beautiful Walhalla, South Carolina yesterday. It was probably the most cars that's been in Walhalla since the cruising days of the 70s and 60s. It was a lot of activity yesterday. He was trying to take a stand. I mean, he didn't really cause any problems, but he hopped up on that Confederate statue and tied himself up in all leather, which, incidentally, had to be kind of hot yesterday, so particularly in all leather. But it was wild yesterday in Walhalla. Let me tell you, this week has just been wild, period. with just the ups and downs and the valleys. Can we restart 2020 by chance? It's been crazy. Between Mother Nature throwing us a bomb with the tornado and just I don't recall a year ever being like this. It's just so crazy, all the stuff that's going on. But by 10 o'clock this morning, I got something I want to do. It's from the heart, and we're going to play a special song this morning kind of to tie up everything of how things have been going. Hope you'll stick around, stay tuned, and join us for that at 10 o'clock coming up this morning. I got a little special tune that we're going to go back to the year 1971. I've played this a lot through the years. It's just the song has a very powerful meaning, and we'll do that here coming up at 10 o'clock this morning. We got the weather forecast coming up. Yeah, today's a great day to get out and enjoy yourself. Not too hot. It's going to be a little warm, but not too hot. I know that there'll be a lot of folks on beautiful Lake Keowee. There was yesterday, and we'll tell you about the weather forecast all coming up here in just a few moments. Michael Land, play me some foot tapping music. Well, come on, Michael. Tell me what you want to hear. Foot tapping music. Well, let me see. I've got something that may work. A little foot tapping music this morning. I kind of like this one. Let's go to 1980 now. The Spinners. Here's some foot tapping music for you. It's called Working My Way Back to You, Baby. Big hit for the Detroit Spinners. And you're hearing that song right here on the greatest hits. Jazzy Jeff, Lake Keowee Radio Online.
I'll keep working my way back to you, babe, with a burning love inside. Yeah, I'm working my way back to you, babe, and the happiness that I let it get away.
Been paying every day.
You were so in love with me. I played around like
just for you, brother Michael. Oh, that's good stuff there. Working my way back to you. We got the opportunity to see the Spinners, a couple of years ago at Blue Ridge Fest, and they put on one more swell of a concert. Speaking of concerts, go ahead and mark your calendars now for July 4th, which is Saturday. I know that if you've been listening to the station, you've heard the promos. Donnie Big and White and I are going to be live at Gillette Field starting at 5 o'clock Saturday the 4th. That's Saturday, July 4th, as the City of Seneca presents its annual July 4th celebration with the music from the Swingin' Medallion. It's going to be a fantastic evening. It's absolutely free, and it'll be at Gillette Field in Seneca. And, of course, we stick around for the award-winning fireworks show. We're pleased to be teamed up with our friends at the City of Seneca to bring you all of the great music and fun of the July 4th celebration. We will be broadcasting it live starting at 5 o'clock, and it will go until the fireworks show. So if you can't make it to the concert, it will be a free concert, and you'll get to hear it right here on your mobile devices around the world. And we're going to be working on see if we can do it on our YouTube page so that you can watch it as well if you can't make it. So we've got a lot of exciting things coming up for you there July 4th. So mark your calendars, come be with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. Donnie Big and White, my broadcast partner, and I live from Seneca at Gillette Field coming up July 4th with music from the Swingin' Medallions. Awesome. Haven't heard the Spinners in years from Dale. Thanks so much. And Bill checks in. Morning, Jazzy. How about some Smoke from a Distant Fire by the Sanford Townsend Band? Oh, yeah. That's a great one from the 1970s. And Diane, how about some Rolling Stones? All right, let me dig into the archive and see if I can pull that song out for you this morning. We'll check in and see if I can. I'll find you something else from the Rolling Stones. So, again, want to make a request, hop aboard our Facebook, do it instant time like we're doing now. All the good folks making requests for this great music, and that's how easy it is to get your tune on here. Coming up, we'll do the weather forecast here. That's just in seconds. And, Bill, here's your song this morning, Smoke from a Distant Fire. One of the great favorites you'll hear all the time, 24/7 on Lake Keowee Radio Online this morning. Here, it's the greatest hits with Jazzy Jeff.
You left me here on your way to paradise. You pulled the rug right out from under my life. I know where you go to, I knew when you came home last night. 'Cause your eyes had a mist from the smoke of a distant fire. Lord, I was stung, should have seen it come a long time ago. When I realized the reality gave me a role. If things are the same, then explain why your kiss is so cold. And that mist in your eyes feels like rain on the fire in my soul. This lying and crying, upsetting and getting no
Sanford Townsend Band, Smoke from a Distant Fire from the year 1970 here, playing the greatest hits in Carolina Beach music, rhythm and blues, and old-time rock and roll just for you. Well, we're glad to be on the air this morning after being off since about 10:30 yesterday morning. A kind of a freak accident that happened on the power grid for Duke Energy took out about 9 power poles in total yesterday. That affected a lot of folks around the lake area, including our studio here, lakeside. But they were able to get the power back on by about, I think it was 8:30 last night. So we missed most of the day broadcasting, but we're glad to be back on the air this morning. But, yeah, it was freaky. One of the power poles broke, and then once it did, it took out the rest of them. Took out a whole complete circuit that feeds around 1,200 customers of Duke Energy was out of power yesterday. But we've got power this morning. And seems like the old gerbil at Oconee Nuclear is running fine this morning as it steers the ship. Weather forecast today, picture perfect day to get out and enjoy it on Lake Keowee, maybe Lake Hartwell, Joe Cassie, or hit a river or two. It's going to be mostly sunny today with high reaching near 84 degrees, coming up tonight, partly cloudy, low around 65. And then there is a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms coming up for Sunday, mostly sunny, with high near 81 degrees. Sunday night, 50% chance of a shower or thunderstorm, mostly cloudy, low around 62. And then for Monday, 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly sunny, and the high only reaching around 74 degrees coming up on Monday. Monday night, chance of showers continuing with a low around 62 degrees. Currently right now, Lake Shore, 72 degrees right now from the beautiful shores of Lake Keowee, 74 downtown Seneca, and hope that it's nice wherever you're listening to our program around the world at lkradio.online. Let's see. Got some more folks checking in. Michael says, thank you for playing the Spinners. Oh, you're more than welcome. And what is up? Big Al, Mr. Langston checking in. Longtime teacher, one of my favorite teachers at Seneca High School, by the way, which has been a long time ago. 26-something years to be exact, maybe 27, I don't know. I quit keeping count after 20 years. Good morning to you, Mr. Al. Appreciate you checking in. Justin, I'll see what I can do. It doesn't necessarily fit this morning into what we are doing with the Carolina Beach music, but maybe I can squeeze that one in coming up for you here in just a short bit. So if you want to make a request, the Facebook is up. We will probably reset the Facebook feed here in about 10-15 minutes. And we'll just keep doing as we're doing this morning right here on the program. 10 o'clock this morning, got a little special for you at 10. We're going to do just a little bit of a summary of this week in events here in Oconee. I think there's some things that still need to be said, and I'm going to say it how I feel about it. And I got a couple of songs. I actually got one particular song I'm going to play coming up. We're going to do that at 10 o'clock, so stick around and stay tuned for that. Again, we remind you this morning on the program, all day long, we've got great music for you coming up. It's K-Todd 80s at 12 noon. And this afternoon, yeah, we've got him. He's here. It is the Crash Man. And Vic St. John's coming up this afternoon at 2. Tonight, it's Into the 70s with K-Todd. And then tomorrow morning, we have a great program. If you haven't checked it out, we hope that you will on Sunday morning. It is Your Weekend Show, the magazine, with host Bob Bierman. About an hour of a wonderful program. He summarizes a lot of great things from a Christian point of view. And it's a great show. So we hope you'll check it out coming up on Sundays around 9:30 right here on Lake Keowee Radio Online. It's 9:34 here in the magical Lake of Keowee, and we've got music on the way right now for you. 1966, What Becomes of a Broken Hearted. I think I hear my phone ringing somewhere around here. Oh, it's in my pants pocket. Who do we got? An unknown name. Oh, they're probably calling to tell me, hey, we've got your check ready for you. I highly doubt it, though. The greatest hits, Jazzy Jeff, Lake Keowee Radio Online on the Saturday morning.
As I walk this land of broken dreams, I have visions of many things, but happiness is just an illusion filled with sadness and confusion. What becomes of the broken hearted? can't stand this pain much longer. I walk in shadows, searching for light. Cold and alone, no comfort inside. Hoping and praying for someone who cares. Always moving and going nowhere. What becomes of the broken hearted who had love that's now departed? I know I've got to find some kind of peace of mind. Help me, please. I'm searching, though I don't succeed. But someone's love, there's a growing need. All is lost, there's no place for beginning. All that's left is an unhappy ending. Now what becomes of the broken hearted who had love that's now departed? I know I've got to find some kind of peace of mind. I'll be searching everywhere just to find someone to care. I'll be looking every day. I know I'll always find a way. Nothing's gonna stop me now. I'll find
Jimmy Rabbit, what becomes of the brokenhearted on the greatest hits? Playing them back to back for you this morning from 1966. Gonna move up to the year 1979, around 1980. This was a huge hit for this young lady, Stephanie Mills now. It's called I Never Knew Love Like This Before. The greatest hits with Jazzy Jeff on Lake Keowee Radio Online. Good morning.
I never knew love like this before. Now I'm lonely, nevermore. Since you came into my life, you are my love like the sun, and I'll never let you go. You're my all, you're part of me.
Girls never knew love like this before. Oh, I love y'all. You're on the greatest hits, Jazzy Jeff, Lake Keowee Radio Online. All the good stuff here on this Saturday morning. Man, oh man. I gotta get me another cup of coffee here in just a few moments. Sounding good as always, Brother Jeff. Thank you, Tom. Or should I call you by the name that I give you? Good morning, Tim. What's the latest on the guy that chained to the Confederate monument? Well, he came down about 8:30, 9 o'clock last night. The protest, according to the reports and some of the video that was floating around, he is supporting it to be taken down and moved to the Heritage Center. That was some of the reports. There was a video of him out there standing up. I've got it on the Lake Keowee Radio page if you want to go check it out. A gentleman yesterday afternoon decided to, rope himself to the Confederate monument there. Of course, it's on the outskirts of Waha. If you're going out of town, it's around Church Street and 28th there on that side of Main Street. He decided to rope himself up to the Confederate monument. Now, yesterday he didn't cause any problems. Like I said, it's probably the most cars that's been in Walhalla since cruising of the 60s and 70s. But he wanted to make a protest against the monument, and his alternative location was move it to the Heritage Center. I don't know. I kind of think that was, he didn't bother anybody. He just jumped up on the monument and roped himself there together, and he wants it moved to the Heritage Center. I don't know. I'm kind of torn about that. I kind of think that may be a good idea. The good folks up there at the Oconee Heritage Center. So anyway, but no, he came down last night. All was right in the world with peaceful protest in Walhalla last night with him chaining himself up to up to the statue. Don't forget, Tom, thanks for reminding me, there is a cruise-in set for Salem tonight at 5 p.m. in the beautiful downtown area of Salem, South Carolina. That's coming up tonight starting at 5. And shine those classic cars up and head on out to night of great weather. Perfect night for a cruise-in. And that's coming up in Salem, South Carolina tonight at 5 p.m. Jazz, my lovely longtime friend, Ren Wyndham is checking in. Oh, Ren, good morning to you. I'm so glad to hear from you this morning, and appreciate you checking in this morning as well. 10 o'clock this morning, here about 50 minutes away. Got a couple of things we're going to talk about. Got a special song going to play this morning, kind of sum up of what we have endured just this week. If you've been paying any attention, we can all go bowling now. I am excited about that. I am the strike king of bowling. And if you believe that, I have some oceanfront property to sell you in beautiful Neary. Governor McMaster yesterday, he extends the state of the emergency, but he allows bowling alleys to reopen. And on top of that, there is no cap now in any retail. So everybody can go to your favorite Piggly Wiggly or favorite store, and there is no retail capacity cap anymore in the retail industry, even though the rates of the coronavirus are still climbing. I mean, the last couple of days has been top level has been the most that we've seen. So the second wave, if we even had a second wave, is coming through. So just, the precautions, just keep your hands washed. If you feel the need for a face mask, wear one. Just do those little small preventative steps to keep from catching the Rona. I know a couple of my friends, 2 of my friends actually have tested positive for it. They've got very mild symptoms, but again, they've tested for it, and it's just something that we're going to have to deal with. We're going to have to live with. I mean, there's been other pandemics that's caused a lot more loss of life. So we're just going to have to do the best we can with what we got. That's the easiest way we can say it. So at 10 o'clock, I'm going to talk a little bit about what happened this week in Oconee County politics. And we'll do that code up here at 10 o'clock this morning. Hope that you'll stick around and stay tuned for that. Contours now. It's called I Gotta Win You Back. One of the greatest favorites here at Carolina Beach Music, Rhythm and Blues, and old-time rock and roll. We've got the Band of Oz coming up. Chairman of the board, Jerry Butler, and I'd love to add to the list of great sounds of Carolina Beach Music, Rhythm and Blues, and old-time rock and roll. Hop aboard our Facebook, send us an instant request. Go to the website, do that. You can email it, JazzyJeff at Lake Keowee Radio at lkradio.online. And you can text us at 864-280-9810. Jazzy Jeff, Saturday morning, it's the greatest hits.
I wanted fortune, I wanted fame. To become a star was my only aim. And now I've gained the world's acclaim. I'm lonely, still lonely. Oh, I've gained the love I've lost. Memory of your love and your lovely face. Lost love. Now I've got fortune and I've got fame. The yacht, the car, yes, I've got everything. And even though the whole world knows my name, I'm lonely, still lonely. And when the curtain falls and the lights go out, I'm an empty shell. That's all I realize. I've got everything but love. Come and help me out. Lost love. Greater is love than all that I've gained. And if I had to do it all again, I know that all is in vain without love. Lost love. I need your love. Your precious love. Lost love. I'm so lonely. I lost your love.
All right, for our folks watching on Facebook, we're going to reset here in just a second. So you'll lose us, but we'll come right back with another segment here. Just thought we'd let you know. We've got to reset our Facebook. YouTube will be reset as well. As we let the good time music just keep on coming. Jazzy Jeff, the greatest hits. Lake Keowee Radio Online. At 10 away from the top of the hour, 10 o'clock.